Alright, so it's asking you to multiply, and there's several polynomials. There's 4r minus 12, 8r plus 16, 16r squared plus 32r, and 24 minus 8r. So when you have several polynomials, what I recommend is kind of setting up an empty space for you to work. The first thing you want to look for are GCFs, and then after that you want to factor anything you can. So on that top, I see a GCF of 4, and that gives me r minus 3. On the bottom, I see a GCF of 16r, and that gives me r plus 2. The top of the second one, I see a GCF of 8, and that leaves me with r plus 2. And on the bottom of the second one, I also see a GCF of 8. That leaves me with 3 minus r. From here, you want to divide out anything you can. Notice that none of the terms are squared anymore, so there's nothing to factor. So from here, the 8 on top here, this 8 can divide off with this 8. And then you've got an r plus 2 here. It can divide off with an r plus 2 there. That leaves you with 4 times r minus 3 over 16r times 3 minus r. This one's a little weird. 3 minus r is very similar to r minus 3. So if you have 3 minus r, you can switch the two terms and make it negative r plus 3. And then you can take out a GCF of negative 1. And it becomes r minus 3. So the top's going to stay the same from here. You're still going to have 4 times r minus 3. On the bottom, you're going to have 16r. Then you're going to multiply, take out a negative 1, like we did right here, and then you have r minus 3. So now, the r minus 3 on top can divide up with the r minus 3 on the bottom. The 16r that was already there is going to multiply with the negative 1. And that's going to give you just a 4 on top and a negative 16r on the bottom. The 4 and the 16 can simplify. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 16 divided by 4 is 4. And then you have an r. So negative 1 over 4r. That negative that's on the bottom can be moved to be out front. So it's answer choice A. So again, you look for GCFs, you factor anything you can, you divide off anything that matches. Anything that's close to matching, you can kind of manipulate. All we did was switch the order of the two terms, and we took out a GCF of negative 1. What that did, when we put it back into the problem, down here, is it made these two pieces match, and all we had to do was multiply the bottom by a negative 1. So just watch for that. It doesn't happen all the time, but anytime you're feeling kind of stuck or they look almost the same but not quite, try that trick. Try to switch them and take out a GCF.